Hello.
Hi.
I don't know if anyone's here, but that's okay because we're here.
We're here.
Yeah.
And I'm still like getting my life in order, everything around me.
That's okay. That's okay.
But I think I'm good. I think I'm prepared.
I think I'm prepared too. It's like kind of a weird temperature out. Like it's nice. What temperature
It's
is it?
cold here. That's why I'm like, why are you outside?
It's 70 degrees, 67 degrees.
It's like 38 here.
Oh. Well, yeah.
Would not be outside.
Yeah, I've been outside all day except for when I got allergic and had to go inside.
Oh yeah. Do you feel better now?
I
but
do
now
feel
you're trying to
better,
sit back outside.
Yes, I think because I sit out here all the time
Right.
and never feel anything, and I'm like high. I think it's the grass because I'm like on the second floor, like my balcony is second story.
Yeah.
And it was like when I was in that park, and I was there in the park for a while before I felt it. It was when because Abby and I went to the park for a picnic.
Okay.
And we had our picnic, and it was nice. And then I was like, oh, this spot is so nice. I wish I brought my book. And she was like, well, I want to go home now, but you can come back with your book. Like, we're not that far away from home. So I got my book and I came back. And then I was like lying on the grass, I had a blanket, but I was lying on the grass, on my front. And I was reading, and my face was pretty close to the grass.
Right.
And I was like reading this, and I was like, I don't know why I'm not crying, but I'm crying. What?
That's usually how I know that it's allergies and not a cold. Because my eyes get watery.
Yeah. And then I came back and I took a nap. So
that sounds fabulous as well. I actually slept. I never do this. Like, I'm a very good waking up in the morning person, but this morning Mabel slept like really late, and so I don't think I got out of bed till like 6:45. And usually I like get out of bed every day at 6. Like, I was gonna shower and wash my hair this morning, didn't do it.
Not happen.
I'm also making sure I have my next book on my Kindle because I may finish this.
What is it?
Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Yes.
This is another one. I will say it is for Jokes on Me, and it was an interesting prompt.
Okay.
I got this in my rotation. That's why I think that's fun, because even though I tend to always spoil what I'm reading, like Ruby, when I was reading A Woman Is No Man, was like, why are you reading that? I'm like, you have to know, right?
Adrienne is here. Hi, Adrienne.
I'll be spending lots of time with her this weekend, because I think she said she was going to come to my sprints tomorrow too, and then we have this on Sunday.
I moved something else in my life for Shelf This. It's very important to me. I can be
so sweet. I'm excited for this one because I don't want to say too much. I usually hate books and everybody else usually likes them.
We be vibing hard.
Yeah,
we are.
What are you reading tonight while you're here with us?
So I'm starting with Trespasses by Louise Kennedy, which I'm reading for a video that I feel like I've told everyone about, but I haven't, I don't know. Right. I'm reading it for a video. And I don't like it. So if I decide to DNF, then I will be picking up The Sword of Kaizen, which I'm this far through.
Which maybe even since you're not enjoying the other one, you should do a rotate situation.
Yeah, switch off or something.
That's kind of what I considered. I'm like, do I do tandem read a couple things during these sprints? But I'm like, no. Bookly tells me an hour and 51 minutes, which I think I could probably beat by a little. No, I can focus on one thing for once.
Yeah. I want to finish this. so that
Yeah,
it's done. Like I want to either
get it
finish
over
it
with.
or decide to DNF so that it's done.
That's fair.
Probably going to play my Switch for this first run. What are you playing? And then keep reading The Becoming by Nora Roberts. I haven't read any Nora Roberts. But
I haven't either, and I want to try so bad. When I had Mabel, my neighbor, brought me like a bag of like, it was like probably like 15 books, and there's a whole Nora Roberts series in that bag, and I kept
Which one? Is it The Key of Light?
No, it's not like one of her most popular, and it's an older. And I decided to. The first book is called like Dance Upon Air or something.
Okay.
But I decided to keep it just because I was like, oh, that'd be fun to like try. So it is on my TBR. So certain prompts.
Yeah.
Like it's on my physical TBR. Eventually I will read it or unhaul it.
Cozy Grove. I have Cozy Grove. I haven't actually played it. I like got it at a time where I was like, I want more Switch games, and then I like was like, actually, I don't want more Switch games. I'm going to stick to that. But it's definitely my type of.
The only Switch game I've ever like gotten addicted to was Animal Crossing, and that's because I did get laid off at the same time it came out because COVID.
Yeah.
And then I tried to play Stardew Valley, and the like graphics of that didn't work for me.
Yeah. Something also about the Cozy Grove graphics I didn't love, but like I would need to get used to it. But Stardew Valley, I have a 100% Stardew Valley farm.
Proud of
like year 6, every achievement, best friends with everyone, like 100%.
I'm glad I brought this up so that you could both.
So that I can brag about it.
I also tried to play Overcooked and got so mad because I'm terrible at it. Like it was not fun. I was so bad.
Yeah. I've also played Disney Dreamlight Valley, which I want to maybe this summer. Like I want to start over because I played it in, I don't know if it's still in early access, but I played it like right when it came out for early access. And there was like a glitch that I think they've fixed now, but like I'm past it in the quest line and now I can't go forward type thing. Like one of the quest lines is stuck for me. Cause I don't know. So I want to at some point start over, like reset the game and play it again. I also last Switch game I've played is Breath of the Wild, and I'm excited for the sequel.
If The Sims ever comes to Switch, I'm like gonna have to quit my job for a couple of the year. Also, I may be getting a new laptop. So if that happens, I'd be willing to risk crashing one of my computers and finally get The Sims 4. Because I've never played The Sims 4 because I have too much other stuff downloaded on my current stuff that I've been like too scared to wreck a computer. But if I get a new one on one of the old ones, I might attempt.
Yeah. Borrowing Nora Roberts from your mom is very
like on brand.
Nora Roberts is like a mom. Yeah. I say that with love.
Of course.
Dwarf Romantic. I haven't heard of that one. What the one that my brothers recommended to me was Strange Horticulture. It's like got like mushrooms and stuff. And I'm
known to love a good farming game, so maybe to try one of those at some point.
Yeah. Shall we read at 40?
Yes.
How long? I'm feeling maybe 30 minutes.
I'm good with that. I know that you're trying to do a lot more reading today.
Yes.
And I'm like hoping to make it to like 8:30 my time before I'm like so
okay.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, let's do 30
reading.
So that would mean we are back at 10. Let's go.
See you. Hi.
Hi. I decided I'm not going to finish that book.
Today or ever?
If it gets shortlisted for the
Oh,
Women's
yeah.
Prize, I will finish it. Otherwise, ever. No, I'm not.
Okay.
Which is now, so if you're in the chat and you don't know, I'm reading the Women's Prize for Fiction long list right now. And I've tried 6 of them, and 2 of them I have put down. If they get shortlisted, I'll pick them back up, but otherwise, no. So that's not a great
Most
track.
of the books in like for that award are like literary fiction, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's just certain.
I feel like they pick
I feel like
really
I'm
weird,
picky.
controversial books. Like controversial is the wrong word. They pick like books that are not
Polarizing.
everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
Which I get, because one of those 6 I loved, like adored. 5 stars I cried. Like but and a couple of them I've liked a lot. So one of them I liked a lot after that. We'll see.
I mean, I hope for you that the ones you like are the ones that make it, but
Yes. We'll see. Yes, love a DNF. And the thing is about what the other thing is, I have this that I do need and want to finish, but I feel like I'm just in such a like Women's Prize streak right now that I might just start another one of those. Because I do want to read.
What are your options?
What are my options? So, okay, so the 2 that I have physically that I haven't started yet are The Dog of the North by Elizabeth Mackenzie, which I've heard really mixed things about.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it really. And Demon Copperhead by Barbara Brooke Kingsolver, which is giant. And I think I'm going to wait on that one because I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the short list.
Oh.
And I think I'm going to read it after the shortlist announcement. Like I've decided I'm going to wait on that one.
Okay.
And then the other 3 that I have like on Libby are Glory by No Violet Bulawayo, which someone said they didn't like, and it's long. Okay. And Memphis and Fire Rush. Memphis is short. Fire Rush is medium.
Any of these, but
yeah,
that's also not like my fear.
I didn't know many. Like there were a couple that I was aware of before the list was announced, but most of them I wasn't.
I just think that's so interesting because as like book, like we both participate in book communities, that there is like things being released that obviously don't circle in the communities that we're in. And I'm like, where are they circling? Because clearly we're reading them.
Yeah. I think maybe I'm also in a physical book mood, so maybe I'll start The Dog of the North just to keep going with my physical Women's Prize vibe.
I love holding a book. I feel like that's like my reward on the weekends is I get to read physical books.
I mostly read on my Kindle just because like it's easiest to get books that way from the library, but a lot of these like had long holds.
I'm bad because I have a Kindle and I rarely use it because really I just read ebooks on my phone.
I can't. I
also got this case. Like I've been wanting a Kindle case for so long and nobody ever got it for me for like my birthday or Christmas or anything. And then my dad finally got me a case this year and I kind of hate it. I think I would rather have a pop case. I don't like that this.
Yeah.
I have to like do something with.
Yeah.
Whoops.
The one that I'm really excited about on the list, that they won't, like my library has it, my physical library has it, but they won't transfer it. Like it's at a different library, and I've never seen this message before, but I asked for them to transfer it to my library, and they were like, this title is too new to transfer this far. So I think I don't know, I've never seen that before. I think we're gonna drive and go get it, because it's not that far away. but it's the one. It's the weirdest one. It's called Pod, and it's from the perspective of a dolphin.
I mean, if you're reading a lot of things that you're not like already hyped for, why not try the weird one?
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that one. I just need to like take a minute to drive to the place and get it.
Like, how far away are we talking?
I think it's like half an hour, 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
like it's not
bad.
like
yeah.
It's not like far. My library system is huge, so some of the libraries are really far.
Is there a Panera near it?
Let's see.
Because then it's definitely
because then it's totally like I will go. No, there's not. Wait, no, but I'll go anyway.
That's not the only excuse you need to leave the house and go somewhere.
I don't have anything on my Kindle. Like I don't have a pop socket or anything.
I like in general have not been. I don't like a pop socket on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like having it here. Yeah. But I think that this would be a different situation. So I think I probably will try one. But I also don't really know where to put it. Yeah. Like I feel like that's so much pressure to be like, yep, right here, that's where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I haven't read on my Kindle all week. I've been reading physical books, which I have enjoyed.
It's also the thing, right, of I'm trying to get through my physical TBR. So whenever I'm holding a physical book, it feels like I'm doing the right thing. I think I should say when I finish this project, I'll be curious how my habits change in terms of how I will always buy books and read physical books, but I don't want my TBR to get as large again. Like if I really will use my library that much more, we'll see. I think that time, like I want to get Scribd again. I would be open to getting like Kindle Unlimited, and right now I'm just like, you don't need those things. You need to read the books you have.
Getting a Kindle really like changed my reading habits because I was reading so many more audiobooks before that.
Yeah, you've said that you read a lot more audiobooks before you started your channel and stuff too.
Yeah. In 2021, I read like 70% audiobooks, which is
that's crazy because I'm just
out of the like
girl, right?
Yeah. And then in 2022 it was like a little bit physical and then like even split ebook and audio. Mm-hmm. And now it's like mostly ebook and then second biggest is physical and then audio is my this year so far.
Because you do obviously sometimes because you have some right now get physical books from the library.
From the library, yeah. Normally I will only get a physical book from the library if the ebook has a hold or like I can't get it. Like usually they come in faster physically for me. But
my physical library sucks. I don't have too many problems with Libby. Like I do have long waits sometimes in their certain stuff they just don't have. Sorry, she's being noisy. But my Libby's not terrible.
Yeah, I have 3 libraries on Libby and they definitely vary. But like the library I use most on Libby is the one in Maryland. And so I will be keeping that library card as long as I can.
I always try to use my sister's because my library I get 14 days and hers she gets 21.
Yeah.
But they do have less.
Yeah. I get 21 days on all of mine, but the New York Public Library only lets you check out 3 at a time and put 3 holds in, which is
I don't use it enough that it's generally an issue for me. Right.
Like I'm always running into that 3 hold limit or 3 loan limit.
Yeah.
Like because my other libraries are 10 and 15. So it's like
mine are both. I think both of mine are 10 and like I can have 10 on hold 5 loans. So I essentially could have 20 and 10.
Shall we read again?
Yes, we shall.
I think I'm gonna go inside because it's a little chilly.
Okay, fair.
Hello.
Hi.
Kayla is here. Hello, Kayla. How did you do?
I read 33 pages, and I officially have less than an hour left. So
Nice.
should be able to finish in 2.
Good. Though I might switch to 20-minute sprints because these are feeling a little
Okay.
long for me.
Well, bring it on. Maybe I can still finish in 2.
Yeah. I was a little distracted, but I read 22 pages of this.
I was gonna say, what did you start?
The Dog of the North.
Okay.
I
like that it's yellow.
It is, yeah. I do also like that it's
Fun.
yellow. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but we'll see.
I read like a funny part in here, and earlier, like when we first started reading the first sprint, I got up and got tabs, but I got like an old pack of tabs, and there's only one pink tab left in it. And so now I feel like I've passed other stuff I would like to tab, but I'm like, it's pink.
Yeah. Finished your audiobook. Excellent.
Amazing. My next book is an arc.
I don't really do arcs. I feel like that's just a world I'm not in. And I don't know if I'm interested.
I feel like you should try to guess what I'm reading next by a very simple hint that it's an arc that I have that you would never read.
Is it a Tessa Bailey? Is it unfortunately yours?
Yeah. I'm starting after this.
That's funny. Are you liking that?
Yeah, I am. Have you read much Taylor Jenkins Reid? I don't know your.
I've read her like recent ones, the big ones.
So,
but I haven't read her older
ones. I find it so interesting because I haven't read Malibu Rising or Carrie Soto, but I read Seven Husbands, Stacey Jones. Is there another one? I read those 2 at least, and then I've read, I think this is my 3rd of like her stuff kind of before that, and I really enjoy both things, but they're so different. So this, to me, it feels like 2 different authors, and so like this to me is like, oh my gosh, it just feels like Taylor Jenkins Reid, like her other stuff in this era, which just makes me so curious what she's going to do when she's done with this like decades thing that she's doing right now.
Yeah.
Like if she's going to go back to stuff like this or what the situation is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like this one specifically is about like the very beginning. This girl like has like a whirlwind romance and they get married after 6 months. And then like a week after they get married, he dies in a car accident. He's like riding a bike and gets hit.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, so it is like a grief story. But you're like alternating getting her like dealing with him dying and then like flashing back to when they met and like, building towards when he dies, like their romance. And yeah, I think it's really good. Like I said, I've read some like funny stuff and some there's like an old man character in this that I really love because our main character is a librarian, and there's like this old man who comes to the library, and I'm kind of obsessed with him.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know what I'm like in a weird mood. I've read so much this week. I've read like
Monday.
Yeah, a lot of books in quick succession. And I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm like, because this, I feel like now is maybe not the time for this one.
I also feel like what you're saying, like a lot of books in quick succession, but you're also reading a lot of books that like you didn't choose, you wanted to read yourself.
Yeah.
Which can be like.
They're also all very literary, which I like, but it's definitely something to read them all in a row. without like, I don't know. So I'm trying to think. Maybe I should just like read something that I just feel like reading right now.
I think you should.
I don't know what I feel like reading though. That's the thing.
I feel like my thing is when I don't read romance, I'm always like, all I want is to read a romance. And now I'm like reading quite a few in a row.
Uh-huh.
If I could choose what I really wanted to read right now, what would I choose? I don't know.
I'm thinking,
I don't get to choose.
do I want to like? Now I'm like I should just read whatever I feel like. I'm kind of feeling like a thriller, maybe. What's a good thriller?
I'm like you're reading a fantasy, so don't pick another fantasy.
Yeah,
You've read so many more than me.
I've read a lot of thrillers.
This one scares me because I say I love it, but nobody has ever read it because I recommended it. The New Husband by DJ Palmer, I really liked. I feel like it's one where you're gonna be like, oh, that just looks like a basic domestic thriller, and it kind of is, but I sometimes love that. And I also think it's like, yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Like, enough like exciting stuff happens in that. But that's like kind of a backlist thing. Like if you're wanting to find something current.
What was the one that maybe I should read like a what's her name? Who's that popular thriller author who wrote like I'm like thinking of a book and
you're not giving me anything to go off of.
Yeah, so Ruby mentioned it in chat recently when I was like, what's a thriller you liked? It was one that I hadn't read.
Was it Big Little Lies? Because I also just had Martine read that.
I'm searching. I'm doing a Discord search. Thriller. I don't really know what to search for though.
I know.
Okay, wait. I think I found the conversation. Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware.
Oh, you've never read that?
I haven't. The only Ruth Ware I've read is The It Girl, and I didn't really like it, but
that's the only one I haven't read because I was completely caught up on her backlist, but I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah. I thought it was like okay.
I feel like I like the Ruth Wares that nobody else liked and dislike the ones that everyone loves. Like I didn't love The Turn of the Key. Chris is up here being loud. I probably gave it like 4 stars because it was like in that stage of my reading. But I really like The Woman in Cabin 10, which I feel like a lot of people bash that one. And I've read it twice and liked it both times.
What's the book where the main character's on like a road trip and they stop at a rest stop?
Oh, Survive the Night by...
No, not Survive the Night though.
Yeah,
the one
No Exit.
Where like
I really like that one.
No Exit. Okay, I'm gonna read
No Exit. Never read that? Yeah, read that. That's like, I feel like an iconic, like if you're a thriller reader in recent years, you have to read that one.
Available soon? I want available. Available soon.
Blasphemy.
Is it on Kindle Unlimited?
I'm texting Chris because I just heard him downstairs call his friend, and I know he's calling to be like, get on video games with me. And I'm saying, are you not getting ice cream?
Oh, it's on Kindle Unlimited. And I do have Kindle Unlimited right now, so I am going to read this one.
I think that's a fun time for you. And I also think it'll be quick where you won't feel like you wasted a bunch of time like picking a mood read to break it up. Because I think you'll be instantly intrigued. Like once it gets going, you're going to be like, I gotta know. But I'm trying to think how long it takes before. I mean, clearly there's like introduction to her, and then she has to like get to where she's going, right?
Yeah, but I think this is a good vibe for me.
I feel like I know that you read a lot of thrillers, but I I don't know if our tastes are similar.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily read a lot of thrillers. I just read all the Goodreads thrillers, and that was like a lot of thrillers.
Are you
So I've read
trying
a
to do any
lot of
Goodreads
2022 thrillers.
things?
Am I gonna do one this year?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Maybe. We'll see. It was an experience.
I'm thinking about one. I feel like I've probably mentioned that in front of you.
I don't know.
We'll see if it gets to it. The thing is, I'm like trying to prep, knowing that I think I might want to and like read a bunch of them. But if it gets to the time and their release and I haven't actually read that many, I have no qualms just dropping that idea. If I have to read over half, I probably won't do it. If I like did a good job predicting.
Yeah.
And only have to read like less than maybe 10.
Well, there's 20 on the first round, and then there's 10 for the second round.
Right.
And when I did my video, I started during the first round, but I didn't read the ones, like I only focused on reading the 10.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I would be like, right, when the full list comes out, I would try to predict what's going to make it from there. Again, my thing with picking the romance is I have no idea what Goodreads is going to choose to do with indies. I feel like that's the category that gets the most of them. And then also I said the weird thing where like a lot of publishers are picking up stuff that was self-published previously and like it's getting published.
It's getting re-released now, yeah.
So is that going to count as a 2020?
Yeah.
Usually they do. So I'm like, there's so much of that happening this year where I'm like, this category could be a mess.
Yeah. One of the women's prize books is a re-release. Like it's like I'm still confused. Ruby explained it to me and I'm still confused. It's like maybe it's a retranslation, but it was like classified as a memoir when it came out in 2019 and it's fiction now.
So does it have a whole different like?
But I think it's pretty similar. It's just a different, like a new publication of it.
Yeah.
Like a rebrand.
And previously Goodreads has counted that as being published that year.
Yeah.
There was a weird one this year where everyone was like, that wasn't this year, but it was like
Atlas 6, maybe?
Maybe. Loveless by Alice Oseman.
Oh yeah.
And everyone was like, that didn't come out this year. Right. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be difficult with me.
I don't know what category I would choose. I wouldn't do thrillers again. I don't think I would do fiction.
I would love to see, because it's like the same categories that people like do. Like, I would love to see someone do like the nonfiction category or is there a historical category?
There's like, a historical fiction one and I think probably the one I'd be most likely to do is historical fiction.
But I also feel like that would be so hard to like prepare for that.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know how many creators you watch that read so much historical fiction that you would be like, these are the popular ones.
I think I picked mystery thriller because that was the category I'd read the most of
already when they came. When it was,
and I'd read 3 of them.
I have not been reading that many. Like 2 years ago, probably in 2020, I was reading a ton of thrillers. And I have not been reading that many. I feel like now the ones I'm reading are still the ones that are still on my shelf from 2020.
Yeah.
No. And I also feel like I just have been enjoying them less. Because I do feel like that is a genre where like once you read a trope,
you don't want to read it again.
Yeah, like stuff just starts to seem like everything's the same. Like, oh, I've read this before.
Yeah. I feel like fantasy would be hard to do because so many of them are series.
Right. That's what I'm worried about with who was I talking to? Martine, maybe I was talking to about doing the romance, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
there are a couple specific series that, like, the 3rd books are being released this year that I just, like, know they're going to end up there, and I haven't started those series. I'm worried about the Lucy Score one,
Mhm.
and I'm worried about, the
The
Fine
term
Print,
conditions. Yeah.
the Lauren Asher.
Yeah, that
Well, I
one.
bought the 1st book in that Lauren Asher series because I'm like, that 3rd book is gonna be on there.
Yeah.
Like, I might as well start like, that's something I'm int is someone
My
calling me?
pizza's ready. So we should read.
Okay.
Alexa, stop. Yeah, let's read. We'll continue this
Okay.
conversation after my pizza.
Hello. I added 5 minutes to the timer
I saw that. Like, I looked up and I was like, wait, it says 30 now.
How did you do?
I read, one moment, 24 pages.
Nice.
Because I had a snack and then my ice cream arrived.
Nice. I ate pizza and did not read.
Fair.
I'm gonna edit my headline, subtitle, whatever it's called, because I'm ready to read No Exit Expert. I'm very excited.
I'm excited to see what you think.
Yeah,
I really do like that one. And Chris watched the movie with me.
Oh.
The book is better.
Okay.
And I'm not always the book is better gal.
Mm-hmm.
The book was much better.
Okay.
I just think it's scarier to read. More suspenseful.
Yeah, I feel that. We'll see. I'm excited.
I have, how much time does Bookly tell me? 38 minutes still.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I got my Kindle already. I'll be back to my Kindle after a week away from
Do you
her.
have a Paperwhite?
No, I just have a regular, whatever it's called. This one.
Is that not a Paperwhite? That's what
No. Oh, well.
It's a little different, but mine might just be older.
Yeah, this I got it refurbished for like $70. It was the cheapest one I could find at the time.
Does it look like a screen, or does it look like what mine looks like?
I don't know.
I feel like that's a Paperwhite.
It might be a Paperwhite.
I had very, like, 3 versions of a Paperwhite at this point. Like, I had the first Paperwhite that came out that had a keyboard on it.
Ooh.
Let
me see if I can find
where I Paperwhite. And I think yours is.
Okay. Maybe I do have a Paperwhite. I just remember being like, "Oh, the Paperwhite's more expensive. I'm not going to get it."
But
because I definitely got the cheapest one at the time.
But that's not like a Kindle Fire. Like, you can't get like games on it, can you?
No.
I think it is.
Okay.
But I don't know how to find
out. Certified refurbished Kindle. Certified.
Your purchases.
Yes. Certified refurbished Kindle 2019 release, now with a built-in front light, black. Ad supported is what it says. So it doesn't say Paperwhite in the title. Meet Kindle. It doesn't say Paperwhite anywhere.
But I don't think they make one that is just like the Kindle. Like, they have like a Kindle Fire, they have the Kindle Paperwhite, or the Kindle Oasis. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to argue.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm happy for you.
Kindle versions? Kindle versus Kindle Paperwhite. What's the difference?
Excuse me.
Okay. I have no idea. I don't know. What's the what does the Paperwhite? I think mine's not a Paperwhite.
Other ones look like a screen, like how your phone screen looks, and the Paperwhite looks like
paper.
Yeah, but I don't know how to explain.
Mine doesn't look like a screen. It's not like a screen, but it's like
it's a Paperwhite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I just know it didn't say Paperwhite when I got
it. When you bought it.
Because I chose the one that was not Paperwhite just because it was cheaper.
Well, if that is what you have, it's what I prefer.
Yeah. it also like it's supposed to be the ad-supported one, but I got it refurbished, and I got it cheaper because it was refurbished, but also it doesn't have ads. So that's cool. It just has these like pictures
I do
on
get
the lock screen.
Like my lock screen will be a promotion for a book. But there's not.
Mine is like like there's one that's like typewriter keys. There's this one. There's one that's
I
a
would
bunch
never
of pens.
not have that though. It's not like there's like pop-up ads.
Yeah.
Like ads don't come up when you're reading a book.
Yeah. I also wouldn't pay to not have it, but
it's a lock screen.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever my like students see my Kindle, they're like, "What is that?" They're like, "Is it a phone?" I'm like, "It's for books."
Like kids really haven't heard of a Kindle? I don't believe that.
I've had multiple kids ask about it, like ask what it is.
I just think too though, like growing up, did your parents read?
Yes.
So I think like a lot of like I don't think about the fact that like some people know, like kids know adults in their life read.
Yeah.
Because my grandma read a lot
Mm-hmm.
until she couldn't like.
Yeah.
Follow.
My parents are big readers.
My mom read a lot until she had her stroke, and then couldn't like piece stuff together well enough. But now recently she's been like reading a little bit again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I recommend books to my parents all the time.
My mom only reads stuff that like she'll ask me. Like if she's going on a trip, she'll be like, "What book should I download?"
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't just randomly get anything, but she probably reads like 4 books a year.
I also was like when I was a kid, my parents would take me to the library like often. That was like an outing, like an activity.
Worked. It's funny because I showed Kayla this when she was here.
Mm-hmm.
My mom worked in an office building that was attached to the public library.
Ooh.
So I would ride the bus there. And so the bus would get there at like 3:45 and my mom would get off work at 5. So I'd spend like an hour at the library.
Yeah.
Every day, right.
Yeah. And I also like was read to a lot. I like had a lot of books read to me when I was.
I don't necessarily remember being read to.
We did like before bed reading time, like until I was like a preteen. Like I don't know, maybe like 10. Until I was like 10 years old, we would do like.
Yeah, I don't remember.
My parents read to me a lot of classics, like a lot of children's classics.
Oh.
Like Anna Green Gables was read to me, like that kind of stuff. Peter Pan, like yeah.
Yeah, no, none of that for me.
Yeah, my favorite book of all time is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, which is like a children's classic that my parents read to me when I was little.
But I myself like read, like I always have read. To myself.
Yeah.
Like I remember I don't even know if I want to tell this story. I remember reading, I think it was the second Harry Potter book in a day. Like during my sister's like prom day. My sister's 6 years older than me. So she was like in prom and I was in like probably early middle school. And I remember being like, I don't want to go to her pictures. I want to finish this book.
Yeah. I read like exclusively, I call it like I didn't read anything fantastical at all until I read Percy Jackson. But like I was like, and that was like I was like, I only read books about real people. I would read like Babysitter's Club type stuff.
Yeah, I never read any of those. That's like the Magic Tree House that we're doing now. I never read Babysitter's Club. I never read Percy Jackson. But I remember reading, like, obviously I'm a big Genevieve Jones gal. And I remember like Amelia Bedelia, like that kind of stuff. But like the age range of like Percy Jackson, it's like in my mind I can picture, like I know I was reading stuff, but I can't. Like if I wish somebody could like put some books in front of me, or that I could go into my like elementary school library.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I would have so many flashbacks because it's like I can't remember the books. Like what
Mhm.
I did read Gregor the Overlander.
Okay.
Remember
I didn't
reading?
read that one.
Yeah, I just don't like remember what books I was reading, which is bad.
I also loved like historical fiction when I was younger, like American Girl, the
Yeah,
Dear America
never did
series,
any of those.
the
Yeah.
Royal Diaries that were like, here's Queen Cleopatra's diary. Like,
I also feel like I probably was reading, what are the ones? Like I feel like at every age I was probably reading books that were a little too like old.
yeah.
What are the ones? They were all different colors. I don't even
Oh,
know
I also loved the Rainbow Magic Fairy book series. Those were fun.
what that is either. Popular 2000s preteen. I don't know how else to find
hmm
the series I'm looking at. Oh, I read the Spiderwick Chronicles for sure, for sure. I don't recognize any of these. None of these are it.
The covers all different color. Like, what were they about? What was the concept?
I mean, it was just like middle school, high school girls.
Okay.
Cool. I did read a lot of Sarah Dessen.
Mm.
And I probably did start reading those in like 5th or 6th grade. Oh, here's a good list. See, like there's Gregor the Overlander.
Yeah. I'm also looking at a list of 2000.
I remember trying to read Stargirl like 5 times and I never.
Oh.
Never.
I also didn't read Stargirl. I was like, that seems weird. I don't know.
Oh, I remember reading this. Ida B.
Oh yeah, I read Ida B.
I remember like just seeing it. I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely read that.
I loved the Sisters Grimm series.
I don't think I read those. I do think I probably was reading some Meg Cabot, but I couldn't tell you which one.
Uh-huh. The name of this book is Secret. That series, loved it.
I don't know that either. I read these ones.
Oh yes,
Do
I
you
just
remember
came
like
across
the
that one.
TTYL? Is that
Mm-hmm. I saw one of my 6th graders reading that recently.
Really? That's so interesting to me that like some of those books are still.
Uh-huh. Oh, these ones, the like, oh no.
It's like I recognize.
It was like a composition book cover about like, oh my God. Why is it not?
I can like
cannot
kind of
focus.
see it.
There. Amelia's Notebook.
I don't think I read those. It's like I recognize this Frindle, but I don't know that I ever read it or not.
I read Frindle.
Some of these are like on this list are too.
Oh, The Amazing Days of Abby Hayes. Absolutely. I could not have pulled that out of my head, but it's on this list and I definitely read it. Judy Moody. I loved Judy Moody.
Again, like I remember them, but I don't know if I read them or not. Like I couldn't tell you for sure. Like there's quite a few of these that it's like, yeah, I recognize them, but I don't think I'm on the last page of this. If anything's gonna strike my.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I definitely read these. The Baby Mouse. They were like graphic novels. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yes, I liked Baby Mouse. I liked Baby Mouse.
Fun.
Oh, the Mary Kate and Ashley books.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep. Cam Jansen. I just want to get through this list and then we can read.
I know, that's what I was like. I have to get to the bottom of the list I
I have to
found.
get to the bottom of the list. Okay.
That's fun. I'll be
Yeah.
what Mabel brings home.
There's like some good middle grade out there, but I feel like the middle grade that I read is like a little bit older middle grade. It's
Right.
like you would read that in like
6th.
Yeah, 6, 7.
Well, I guess I do remember, like, I did read, I never finished it, but I read a series of unfortunate events, like, when I was that age.
I did not like series of unfortunate events, and I like made it part of my personality. I was like, I don't mind that it has an unhappy ending. I just think it should be done well.
That's kind of how I feel as I'm reading it now. I remember I read it because there was a boy I liked who was reading them. And then I think he finished them way too fast, and I was just like, you know what? I actually don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like, I think I got to, like, when I read them at that age, like, probably number 6 or 7. And they're 15. So, like, the ones I'm reading now, I've definitely never read before.
Yeah. I want to show you the rain. We missed 45, so we have to wait until 50.
Okay.
That's just how it is. I want to show you the Rainbow Magic fairy books. Because they were like the first one, the original series, they would be like name the blank fairy. Like the first series was colors, like Ruby the Red Fairy. Like I don't remember them all, but Amber the Orange Fairy. They looked like this. I'm not gonna be able to show you. Okay. We're gonna show you like I need to show you a bigger like that. They like had the fairy on the cover.
I do feel like I maybe recognize them. I don't think I ever read them though.
And there were 7 million of them. They did so many series. They like clearly were like an author team. The author name was Daisy Meadows. And they had like each little sub series was 7 books, and they would like pick a topic and like do 7 different fairies about those books, that topic. I loved them, and they were so repetitive. They all had the exact same plot, and to the point that when I was like 8, I was like, I'm gonna write one.
I know the formula, right?
I can do it. But they were so fun. There were goblins that were green, and and Jack Frost was the villain.
I do think that I tried to read Chronicles of Narnia when I was like probably late elementary school, but I didn't make it. I didn't.
There's 36 of these 7-book series. What's 36 times 7? There's that many of these books.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous amount.
252 of these books.
Right, that's too many.
Yeah. Plus the like bonus ones. There are 16 bonus ones.
Plus.
And those
there's like
the
2
bonus ones were like 3 in 1. They were like
like a bind up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think. I remember I had the Halloween one. Oh, the holiday specials. There are holiday specials. Oh my god, there's 60 holiday specials.
So there's like over 300 of these that exist.
Yeah. I really liked the Halloween one. Trixie the Halloween Fairy. And it was all like
new. Because I feel like Diary of a Wimpy Kid was like new when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But like,
I remember when the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid came out, like each book came out.
Or I'm pretty sure like Captain Underpants was coming out.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, what is going to be coming out? I was just thinking too, because somebody said something recently. I will not bring up a new topic if we need to start reading.
Okay. We are going to start reading in 1 minute, but save it. Yeah. I definitely am not getting to my like screen time for the day, and that's totally fine with me.
I'm so sorry.
It like not because of the chattiness, just like I probably wasn't going to anyway, because like maybe if I hadn't had the allergies and then like but still, it was almost 6 hours for the day. I don't think I could have.
Yeah, you had a big day to take.
Yeah. Like I'm not even halfway there.
Uh-oh.
So I just am not going to, and that's okay. I did it every other day this week.
You did great.
I did great. Shall we read? I'm
Yeah.
gonna start no exit.
Okay. Ooh.
Hello.
Hello.
I read 41 pages. It's very intriguing. I mean, I've only all I've gotten so far is the premise and introducing the
Right, that's what
characters.
I don't remember how long it takes before I know there's quite a bit of setup.
Everything that people describe as the premise has happened. She's found the kid. She's seen the kid in the van.
Jesus! So it wasn't
Yeah.
as much setup as I thought.
No, it happened fast. She right away was stranded, met the people, went outside to find phone
I guess
signal.
I just thought the part where she learns that her mom she needs to go because of her mom lasts
that
longer.
she's already on the road when
Right.
it starts.
Oh. And then it tells you the backstory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How did you do?
I read 23 pages.
Nice.
I will finish in one more sprint.
Good. We'll probably just do one more sprint.
Fabulous, because I'll be ready for bed then.
I'm kind of sleepy. It's only 9 o'clock, but
I was gonna say. It's an hour later for you than me, I'm pretty sure. Which you confirmed.
Yeah. Yes. And I did take a nap today, but I don't know.
That usually doesn't make it feels good to take a nap, but that doesn't actually usually make me less sleepy. I'm dropping Mabel off at 9 tomorrow, so I'm do I do my whole shower stuff before then, or do I do that when I get back? I'm trying to think.
What are your reward day plans besides sprints?
I think Chris and I are gonna actually go have supper. That's why I'm doing noon, even though it may have worked better for other people to do a little bit later. By 5 or 6, we might go have supper, and then I just want to sleep because she's not gonna be here overnight.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
We never go eat at a restaurant anymore, really, which she's just it's a hassle. She's not a bad kid to bring somewhere. She's quiet, she's easily distracted. Fine. It's just we don't do it.
Yeah. A proper date night.
Yeah. I don't have any other plans. I wanted to read a lot this weekend. But now that I'm thinking about it, I was gonna film my video tomorrow, but I'll probably put it off till Sunday. Because if I'm doing sprints at noon, it's gonna be all my good daylight hours. I'm gonna be doing sprints.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well. I'll be in and out of sprints tomorrow. Because I have some tutoring, but
I know nobody seems super available this weekend, but I'm but I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what I was gonna say before we started that sprint.
Oh yes.
Was I feel there were so many books that were what's the word I want to use? Sensations when we were early teenagers into older teenagers with Twilight, The Hunger Games, Divergent. I feel all of those were huge.
Yeah.
People who weren't readers were reading those. And I feel this generation hasn't really had that same thing happen. Actually, I feel it's maybe kind of currently happening with Colleen Hoover. But
yeah.
Wouldn't you say that that's the closest that you can think of?
I definitely, yeah. The book talk books are
Yeah, but I feel still most of those aren't getting
yeah, young teens reading them.
Young teens or everybody's reading this one thing.
Yeah.
There was one that just came to my head, then I lost it. Oh, kind of maybe the A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't as big of a that was by no means The Hunger Games popular. Or like
Mhm.
even not for teens, but like when 50 Shades of Grey became popular, like
Yeah.
everybody and their mom read that.
Mhm.
And I feel like nothing has been
Or even if
that
they didn't read it,
way.
they had an opinion on it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Or like maybe I'm just missing that because I always think nothing seems more popular to me than others, I guess. Like,
Yeah, but even like
what books do non-readers know about? You know?
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of like because the school I've mentioned this before, like the school I work at has an independent reading block and the now that I'm like and the math teachers teach like a math intervention during that block.
Okay.
So it's not actually independent reading. Like all the other
Right.
teachers have independent reading, but the math ones have math intervention. So like
Lame.
I know. But when I was in the 8th grade classroom, they like the kids actually had independent reading, and there was one 8th grader reading It Ends with Us and
Right.
one reading a historical
I
romance.
always think like teenagers are reading Colleen Hoover, and I don't necessarily think it's age appropriate. But then I also think like when I was in middle school, so like 7th, 8th grade, I was reading
Hmm.
all the Ellen Hopkins books, and those definitely are like probably not technically appropriate. Like they were
Uh-huh.
written for a younger audience, but they're like
Yeah.
not appropriate, right?
Yeah. I feel like I actually have I mean the only Colleen Hoover I've read is Verity. But
No,
yeah.
tea.
Yeah. Um and I kind of am not interested in reading any others.
Um,
Um
I think that's interesting. People who start with Verity because Verity is like so much different than any of her other
uh-huh.
stuff. So like when people are like, "I read Verity, which one should I read next?" It's like, well, if you like that, none of them. Like they're not. It's not the same thing, right?
Yeah. I feel like maybe, and again, I haven't read them, but I feel like partly the issue with the Colleen Hoover is not the explicit sex, but more like the
Mm,
like,
she loves trauma and she
yeah,
loves like toxic relationships.
the toxic relationship is the issue for me because I feel like if like a 14-year-old is
Oh, it's
reading
bad
that,
examples.
it's bad
It's
examples, and
it's
I feel like you
characters
need like,
staying in an abusive relationship.
yeah, and then like this being like, oh, it's a romance book.
Yeah.
It's like no,
I'm trying to think there was one I reread Confess, I wanna say just last year, and
mm-hmm,
I didn't, like, super love it the first time I read it, and I read it under a circumstance, like, it was randomly
mm-hmm,
like, I landed on it to reread for some reason. Um, and yeah, I read that and was like, "This is terrible." Because there's, like, a relationship happening, but there's also a guy who's, like, being there's an abusive man in that, and I'm just like
mm-hmm.
just the way it's like he is painted, like you are supposed to like sympathize with it. And I'm just like, this man is disgusting. Lock him up.
Mhm. It's like I feel like um it's like when I was like a teenager in high school watching Pretty Little Liars and going like, oh, Ezra and Arya.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's like,
I just think as an adult you recognize that
yeah.
it's icky, but teenagers
Hmm.
are just like so
Especially if it's
romantic that they're fighting for
justified.
this relationship. There's
Yeah, if it's
no
justified within the media itself, then like the teens are going to justify it.
and again, I don't think that that stuff could never be in books. I just think it shouldn't be targeted towards.
Yeah, or if it is, it needs to be
And it's
more
not necessarily when
explicitly
they are
addressed.
reading it. Yeah.
Yeah. It needs to be like if like teens are reading that, they need to have more guidance on like,
Yeah. Which I don't think that Colleen Hoover is like, I write my books for teenagers, but they're reading them.
yeah, um, yeah. Whereas like I feel like once you're like teens reading like explicit sex is much less of an issue for me personally.
I don't really have an issue with that. at all.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole conversation of like teenagers are having sex. So
Yeah.
if you're in denial about that,
Yeah. And it's better like to have examples of like it being
positive
done, like
relationships, right?
positive examples, like consent and like
Safe,
safety
right?
and like I also like I feel like I've seen this opinion just like randomly a couple times that like like and I don't know who has this opinion, but um the idea that like adults shouldn't write minors
Well,
in sexual
teenagers.
situations is
Yeah.
so weird to me because like then who's gonna do it? Like you're just saying
Right.
like
So
what?
teenagers should, right? Yeah.
So teenagers should
Yeah.
never read about sex. Like
I
what?
get the topic that's bringing forth. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like I get what you're saying of like, or what these people are saying.
As like
Bring
oh
it up,
this is
but I don't know where.
but it doesn't make sense. Like if you follow the
I
logic
don't want
through, I
to
feel like it doesn't
read
make sense.
from a teenager who wrote it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You'd
guess
rather you just
thought
read
that-
fan fiction. Like
right. Right.
which there's nothing wrong with fan fiction, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't think. Again, I don't think I really read any young adult that had it, but I think when I was that age, I just started reading adult books.
I feel like I was reading like
Actually, I just read Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. And that doesn't have like there's not like sex in that book. But Talia Hibbert obviously has written adult romance that is explicit. And I do think in that book they do discuss like there's not on page, but they discuss like an intimate relationship or like discuss. I don't know how to use words this late at night. Like they talk about wanting to touch each other and like that kind of, but it's not like an adult romance scene.
Yeah, I'm like thinking
that's
about
like good representation.
Yeah, like the like I don't remember which book this is in. The John Green book where it's like I don't know if you how many John Green you've read. The one I don't remember which book this is in, but there's like the main character is like I want to give this girl a blowjob, but he doesn't know how, and so he's like getting advice on it from like someone who like is more experienced, and it's like a very teenage like fumbling scene,
like
and like yeah, and I feel like that's like I don't know. That's like I feel like
she was some like other YA that I just think some gets too cheesy, and that's why it doesn't work for me. Where it's just like when I was a teenager, you know, it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna kiss and now I want to get married. And there's like there's teenagers are not that bland.
Yeah. Also, I feel like information about and like knowledge of what sex is like coming to kids so much younger because of the internet.
Yeah.
But and so like they need those good examples because otherwise like what examples do they have?
No, exactly. And I think that's the conversation of right. Like if better to be presented in a positive way
than to not be
than to just pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Abstinence education doesn't work.
No. Good talk.
Good talk. We should read again in 1 minute so you can finish your book.
Yes. I think I'll be able to finish in like 17 minutes.
Nice. We'll do a 20 and then we'll be
Just
done
to
for
be
the night.
safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go. I have a cat on my lap.
Meow.
Yes. Yeah. There's the kitty. Did you finish?
I did.
How did you like?
My rating on Goodreads. It's like a very high 4.5. Like it's like I almost want to change one of my call pile things just to let it be a 5, but I'm not going.
Nice.
4.5 feels good.
Yeah.
I
I am really enjoying this. It's like, it's not,
genuinely think that's a really good thriller. Like it
yeah,
is suspenseful.
yeah, and it's really fast paced. What I was surprised by was that, like, I don't know if this is a spoiler.
I've read
No
it.
one's really here. We've read it. I was surprised that, like, and I guess this makes sense. She finds out who it is
Oh,
right away.
okay.
But she's probably wrong, right? She finds out whose car it is, right? Unless they're all in it together.
I don't remember exactly.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
I probably read that book over 2 years ago and saw the movie over a year ago. And in one ear out the other for me, which is why I reread and read. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the whole like thing was like.
Now that you're saying how fast it started, I do remember that.
Like it starts really fast and then
feel right away. Where it's like, okay, where do we go from here now?
Yeah. Because I feel like every time it's pitched, it's like one of these people in here is a kidnapper.
Yeah.
And it's like all you have to do, like I have definitely had the thought before, all you have to do is match the cars to the people.
Yeah.
Like whose car is whose. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And like she does that really fast. I guess I'm glad she does that. And it's not like that blind spot.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it would be stupid if you didn't do that.
The fun part is some of it is so obvious.
But
it's still gonna take you on a ride.
Yeah, I know there's gonna be twists and I don't know what they're gonna be. Because normally you're like, well, there's gonna be a twist of like these details being uncovered. But there's not like a mystery necessarily. It's just like
that is a
things
thriller.
are gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. To me, that book is a true like scary.
Yeah.
Right, I would agree. There's not much of like a mystery.
Yeah, it's not like who did it, why.
A thriller where I'm like, well, it's not very like
thrilling.
Like quit calling like a detective mystery a thriller. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a thriller. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited I picked it up. I'm glad I picked it up.
I haven't tried their other books. What was the one called with the bridge, Hairpin Bridge?
Oh yeah.
But my understanding is that's the only book that people think is good.
That's good.
Like I'm not really interested in any of their other books.
Yeah.
Now the only book I'm technically in the middle of is Chimpanzees. So it feels good to just like finish this. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
And tomorrow me and my Kindle will be besties.
I currently have 8 books on my currently reading, but 2 of them I've like decided to DNF. I just haven't done it on Bookly yet in case they make the shortlist and I have to pick them back up.
Right.
So I'm like keeping them there. And then one of them's like very much on hold. And one of them, Chimpanzees, I just hate the audiobook. Like I feel like I wouldn't hate it.
I'm physically reading it. Did you see that Kayla posted her rating yesterday?
No, let me look at it. What is it? Is it 1?
No. But
is it 5?
She was like, because she knew that I had started it. So I'm probably like a third of the way in. And she's like, what are you thinking of Chimpanzees? And I was like, I don't know. To me, I don't want to spoil a discussion by discussing it. I was like, to me, it just feels like an outdated, like children's nonfiction. And she's like,
It's not letting me
she's like,
look
okay,
at
if you
Kayla's
want,
Goodreads.
she's like, okay, that validates my thoughts, kind of. I just posted my rating on Goodreads, she said to me. So I went and looked. Yeah. And then I was like,
It's not letting me look, like it's saying her profile is private even though we're friends.
Kayla's does?
Yeah. It says like her friends can view it, but it like says we're friends, so I don't know why it's not letting
That's
me.
weird. It always does that or just now?
Just now.
I wonder if Goodreads is just having an issue.
Goodreads is just having a moment.
have-
But the audiobook has the weirdest sound effects.
Oh.
Like every line, there's a
Saying that,
sound
wasn't
effect.
she?
Yeah, it'll be like, and then the car drove down the road, and it'll go vroom. Like, I hate it.
I mean, it is like I understand that stuff like that happens.
It's a children's book.
Children's, and also it is old. Like I'd like to know when that audiobook was recorded. And I do think the physical reading experience is fun because there is photographs.
Yeah.
I
don't mind the animal sounds. What I hate is when it's like, and then we all laugh. Ha ha ha. Like children laughing.
No. I don't like that at all.
It's awful.
I will say though, it being a children's book, my like pages per hour is not that high. Like I'm not necessarily reading it super. I'm curious what it is. I'm gonna look. 68.7 pages an hour. Not fast by any means. Like I'm pretty sure that's probably what I just read this book at. Nope, this I read at 75.8 pages. So that's going slower. But also this copy, it's like I have it from Libby, but you don't read it as a Kindle book, like you read it in Libby.
Yeah, I hate those.
If the printed version is more pages.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because that's the same issue I had with 1984 is my ebook copy said it was only 198 pages. And so it felt like I was reading it so slow. Like my pages per hour was like 20.
Yeah.
But like physical versions of that book are like 350 pages.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, I have to track it based on what this is saying because I
can't. Yeah. Well, this was fun. I'm glad I did
out tonight.
Yeah.
And it was productive, and I'm sorry that you didn't get all your minutes today.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I might read a little more, maybe, or maybe I won't.
Like, how much more would you have to read today to finish?
Oh, like 3 hours. Like, I think at this point it's impossible to do before midnight.
Oh, true, because it's later there for you than me. Yeah.
I'm at 3 hours and 11 minutes, so it would be like 2 hours 41, which is not actually possible before midnight.
You should self-care and go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I am going to wake up with Mabel in the morning and not make this, but today she didn't wake up till like 6:45, like I said, so.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be in the chat. Okay. So maybe I'll join online for a little bit. I have like a couple hours. Yeah. Depends.
Whenever you can. Like, I'll probably only be there for like, it's not going to be like my longest ever. Probably like noon to 4.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, I can be around in the middle of that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll see you then.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.